Hello, I'm Denny Bronca, welcoming you to the 2021-22 Mentor Kickoff Program. I'm a graduate of the U's Electrical Engineering Department, and I currently serve as the chairperson of the Student Engagement Committee under the college's Alumni Board. Thanks to all of you for participating. This mentor program is a hallmark of the college. Great experiences come from it. During the pandemic, we all felt the strain of social isolation. It's our hope this year that the mentors and mentees will be able to have some in-person meetings. Regardless, the two-way discussions are invaluable, and I can attest as a mentor, I've learned a lot from mentees. We learn from each other. That's one of the hallmarks of this technical profession, regardless of your age or experience. So again, welcome. Glad you're participating. It's a great program. I hope you have an excellent year. Thanks.
Thank you, Denny. My name is Andrea Hansen, and I am the Assistant Director of Events and Alumni Relations for the college. Welcome to the 2021-2022 Mentor Program year. We're excited to get started.
Hi, everyone. I'm Joelle Larson, CSE Director of Alumni Relations. I'd like to take a moment to echo Denny's comments about how thankful we are for all of you for participating in the program this year. And a special thank you to all the alumni and friends who are volunteering to share their advice and guidance with our students. We truly could not do this program each year without your support, and we thank you so much for the time that you give in doing so. So for those of you who've attended this event in the past, you know we're doing things a little bit differently this year. We're doing this pre-recorded kickoff presentation that you can watch anytime that your schedule allows. And we'll also be offering an upcoming in-person Meet Your Partner event at the end of October, assuming health and safety guidelines allow. So this video is going to cover all the program requirements and expectations, the resources available to mentors and students, as well as some upcoming events. So please note that all the resources we'll be covering in the presentation today can be found on the CSE Mentor Program Mentor Materials website, which is csc.umn.edu/mentor materials. No need to write that down right now. We'll show the link several times throughout the presentation, and it will also be included in the communications that we send to all participants. Okay, so I'm going to get us started covering some program expectations. And then Andrea will cover resources at the end. So to get us started, I'd like to first briefly talk about what a mentoring partnership is and what it is not. So a strong mentoring partnership can help a student to create a lasting professional network and to gain access to an insider's perspective on navigating a future career. A mentor won't provide students with all the answers, and a mentor won't necessarily give an internship or job, though they can provide advice about how a student can find those things. Instead, they will help a student self-develop critical thinking skills, problem-solving skills, as well as help them to improve their professional communication skills. What we've noticed over the years is that strong partnerships stay engaged throughout the entire year. They think outside the box, and they use mistakes as teaching opportunities. They also understand that the mentoring partnership requires effort on both sides to be successful. Each participant has responsibilities to the other. We ask mentors to meet the students where they are and to support them in the ways that they need. This may be the things we traditionally think about a mentoring partnership covering. So for example, career exploration, resume reviews, mock interviews, job and internship search support, and those types of activities. But it could be much broader than that, such as managing stress or mental health concerns, help with time management or work-life balance, and those types of issues. So think outside the box, and it can be beneficial to both of you. We also ask that students and mentors be open to the needs of the other and to adapt to circumstances throughout the year as we change. Nobody knows where the year is heading. We're all hoping for the best, but please be willing to be flexible and be patient and respectful to one another. These are still really challenging times that we're in, and everyone's dealing with them in a different way. So please give some grace when you're working with your partner this year. Next, I'm going to cover a few program expectations. I'd first like to direct you to the PDF guide that you see an image of on your screen there. We created a PDF guide this year that compiles all of the most important resources that we feel get pairs off to a strong start, including this program expectations document I'm going to talk about in a moment. So I'm going to cover some of the key expectations here today, but I encourage you all to take a few moments to go through the PDF guide on your own. And again, that can be found on the website I mentioned earlier, csE.umn.edu/mentor materials. Okay, so a couple of key program expectations. The most important one, if you only remember one thing off of the program expectations, it's this: please maintain regular contact with one another. When we look at the end of the year survey results each year, the biggest reason we hear for why pairs did not achieve the goals they established at the beginning of their relationship was that they did not maintain regular contact. So what can that be? Anything you want. We ask that you be in touch with each other 2 times a month, and that could be phone calls, video calls, meeting in person, emails, texts, whatever you decide is going to be how you're going to meet and what your communication style is going to be is fine. It's the regularity of the contact that is the most important. So this year, we assume some folks are going to want to meet in person and others only virtually, depending on where they live and what their comfort levels are. All of that's totally fine. We do ask that if you meet in person, you follow all public health and safety guidelines when you meet. And we do also want to note that if you're meeting on campus, there is currently a masking requirement inside all campus buildings. So a couple of tips to help you maintain regular contact. Consider setting up recurring meetings like every other week on a particular day or time. This is really easy to do, especially if you're meeting through Zoom. You can just set up a recurring meeting that way. Or if you're meeting in other ways, make sure that you schedule your next meeting at the end of your current meeting so that you always have something on the calendar. And if you'd like some more tips and resources, particularly around meeting virtually, that is also part of the PDF guide that I mentioned earlier. Another expectation I'd like to call out is to set clear and realistic goals. I'm going to speak more about this in a moment when I cover the mentoring partnership agreement. But you should be working towards something every time you meet, even if that something is just getting to know one another better. Have some goals for each meeting so that you continue to move forward. Next, be responsive. Reply to emails, phone calls, whatever the case may be, both from your partner, but also from Andrea and I in a timely manner. And let each other know if there's going to be periods of time where you're going to be kind of out of the box, out of contact for a while. So for example, students during winter break, that might be the case for you. Or mentors, if you're coming up on a big work deadline and you're going to be a little out of pocket, or you have a family vacation coming up, let your partner know just so that they're not expecting a quick response from you during those times. Another expectation I want to call out is to honor your commitments, particularly to this program. So by watching this video and being paired with a partner, you're committing to this program through its end on April 7th, which Andrea will highlight in a moment. And if for any reason you can't participate, please let Andrea and I know, as well as your partner, as soon as you can. It might be possible for us to repair your partner if we hear about it early enough in the year. I'm also going to highlight on this program expectations document participating in our end of year survey. We ask all participants to complete the end of year survey at the end of April. And it's really important that we get this feedback. We're always looking to improve the program and make it more useful to every participant. And we take your feedback seriously. In fact, this video presentation that you're watching right now is a result of some of the feedback we got on this year's survey. And finally, a quick note, we encourage students to drive this experience and to take the lead in scheduling meetings and planning what will be discussed, setting goals, and so forth. But mentors, if you haven't heard from your student when you expect that you will, please reach out and follow up with them. We all get busy and we need reminders from time to time. And especially with many students being back on campus for the first time in quite some time, or maybe the first time ever, this year is starting out, I think, a little overwhelming for folks, and students might need that extra support this fall. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about expectations. Let's now move on to talking about the mentoring partnership agreement. To ensure that pairs have met and mutually agreed upon goals to work towards together, we ask that every pair complete and submit the partnering agreement, and you'll see an image on your screen right now. You can find this again on the CSE Mentor Materials website, which is listed here. and it is due to Andrea by November 5th. So what is it and what is it for? It's a pretty simple document. It's just designed to set a roadmap that you've both discussed, so you have clear expectations and goals for what you together as a pair will be working towards for the year and how you'll communicate with one another. So we ask that you fill it out as specifically as possible so that you know exactly where you're headed over the next 6 months. And the clearer you are with this document up front, the more time you can spend in your actual meetings working towards goals, as opposed to discussing what you're going to be working on and what those goals are going to be. Helps you achieve more throughout the year. You'll see we've structured the document around setting SMART goals. There is a document in the PDF guide that explains what a SMART goal is and provides several examples to help get you started. So I recommend you check that out if you're needing some guidance on what that is. And as I mentioned earlier, goals do not have to be limited to things like finding a job or internship. Think about setting goals for skills like stress or time management, improving confidence, strengthening public speaking skills, and those other types of things that we may not traditionally think about as something that a mentoring partnership might work on. And a final note is that it's totally okay to change your goals throughout the year. Maybe you finish up all your goals by the end of the fall semester and you need to come up with new goals, or perhaps your student changes their major and needs to go back to thinking about career exploration. So some of the goals you had set may no longer be relevant. Totally fine. We always say that the spring semester is a great time to reevaluate those goals. And if you do change your goals, you don't need to submit the document again to Andrea. We only need it the first time. And then after that, it can be a living document for you and your partner to use together. So a note about turning it in, you can email it to Andrea. Her email is on the screen there. We ask for that by November 5th. Receiving this agreement is the way we know that you have spoken and met at least one time. So if we don't get it, Andrea will start following up with everyone to make sure that we receive it. And she's very persistent in doing so. So please turn it in by November 5th, and then you'll be on your way for the rest of the year. If you'd like to submit this document in person, it's something that you can do at the October 28th optional Meet Your Partner event. So this is really designed to be a very casual come and go as you're able event where we've reserved a space and a time on campus for pairs who wish to meet in person. So we'll help connect you to your partner, get you a copy of the partnership agreement, and let you go off and have your own conversation and fill it out. Andrea and I will both be there to answer any questions as well as to collect completed agreements. And of course, if you don't want to come to the in-person event or you can't come to the in-person event, that's fine. Just find a different time to have your first meeting to talk to the agreement, and then you can email it to Andrea when you're done. So that's it for the partnership agreement. I'm now going to turn things over to Andrea to talk a little bit more about program resources.
Thanks, Joelle. We have a ton of resources available for mentors and students. First of all, Joelle and I are going to be your best resource if you're having any trouble at all. If you have any questions, any concerns, please reach out to Joelle or I. We can help with anything that comes up, but we can't help if we don't know. So we ask that you reach out as soon as you have any concerns so that we can help address them. Like Joelle mentioned, the CSE Mentor Program PDF guide has a lot of resources in it, and we definitely request that you take some time to familiarize yourself with that document. It includes, like she said, the expectations, a program timeline, virtual mentoring tips, SMART goal examples, all kinds of great information there. Next is the website, the CSE Mentor Program Materials and Information website at cse.umn.edu/mentor materials. This is a one-stop shop for everything mentor program related. It has all of the handouts on it. It has all of the upcoming events on it and how to register for those events. It also has a campus resource guide for websites for academic advising, financial aid, mental health resources, international student support, anything your student might be looking for. There is an entire how-to guide for students that includes sample language on how to write a professional thank you note, how to ask for an informational interview, all kinds of things students might be looking for. There are all of our recorded events and webinars, and this recording will also be put on that website. That includes the last 2 years, new mentor panels, which might be great for new mentors to get some tips and tricks, as well as last year we did an event featuring the CSE Career Center detailing all the ways that they can support students. And that was really popular with mentors last year and might be a good idea to take a look at for new mentors this year. There are also tons of discussion topics and activity ideas on that website. So really bookmark that website, get used to it. That is where you should look first for any information about the program. Next, the Maroon and Gold Network is the used exclusive career and networking platform that is free for students and alumni and friends of the college. This is a great way to get connected with other students and alums from the university and to find networking connections, ask for informational interviews, all of that. We really encourage that the mentor program participants take advantage of that platform. Next, we do have a CSE Mentor Program LinkedIn group, and you can see the address on the screen there. It's z.umn.edu/CSE Mentor Program LinkedIn. This LinkedIn group is available to any former or current mentor program participant. So there are a few hundred students and mentors in that group. This is a great place to ask advice, ask questions, look for connections and networking opportunities. And we will also share all program information through that group as well. For those of you who have participated previously in the program, you might notice this year we will not be sending monthly e-newsletters. Instead, we will send occasional emails with these resources, and we will send event emails for every event that we offer. All of these links that are listed here and that we shared throughout the presentation today were included in the email that you received with this link and, with this recording, and will be shared in every future email we send as well. All right, so speaking of events, we do have some upcoming events that I want to share briefly before we finish today. Our hope is to offer both virtual and in-person events this year, depending on public health guidelines, and that way we can accommodate everyone's comfort levels and our long distance pairs. We will communicate any changes to event formats as we know of them as soon as possible, again in emails to you. All right, as Joelle mentioned, our first event is the in-person optional Meet Your Partner event on October 28th, 7 to 8:30 p.m. at Kauffman Memorial Union. I guess she said this is just a drop in, have a space to meet your partner on campus. Joelle and I will be there to answer any questions you have and help you with the mentoring partnership agreement. If you do not attend this event, we just ask that after this kickoff, you go ahead and schedule your first meeting together so you can do that mentoring partnership agreement. Then our first virtual mentor pairs event will be on Tuesday, November 16th, 5 p.m. on Zoom, and it will be all about graduate school. How to know whether or not you should attend graduate school, what to consider as an undergrad. It will feature the graduate education coordinator for the college, as well as a panel of mentors sharing their graduate school journeys. And there will be time for breakout room discussions. Then in late January, early February, just as the spring semester gets started, we'll hold our mid-year event. Our hope will be that that will be in person on campus with a virtual option for those who aren't able to attend in person. We'll do another mentor pairs event in March, another virtual event on crushing your internship. That will be all about how to succeed in your first internship or job. And then the year ends with the Mentor Appreciation Celebration on April 7th. This is a university-wide event for all mentoring programs at the U. And again, the hope will be that that will be in person. As I said, you will receive an email for every event, how to register, all of that. And we will record our Zoom events and share those recordings after the fact as well. You can also always register for those events at our website, csc.umn.edu/mentor materials. And that is, I think, everything we have for today. So as always, you can reach out to myself or Joelle if you have any issues whatsoever. We're always here to help. Our contact information is on that screen. Our goal is really to make sure that you have a fulfilling year and a fulfilling relationship. And we are here to help you achieve that goal in any way that we can.
And I'll just reiterate that what Andrea just said. Don't be shy, reach out. We're happy to help you. We look forward to working with you all this year. We hope you have a wonderful year. Thank you so much for watching this video kickoff presentation, and welcome again to the 2021 to 22 Mentor Program. Take care. Have a great year.